Down with me, you down with me, down with me. I got a crowd wrapping round the whole town for me. They mama proud, got a thou in the balcony. Nah, 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 I don't hear no clown talking foul on me.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of What It Odds podcast. It's your host JMX, my co-host Ryan. We got a lot to get into. Recap this whatever game this was on Thursday night, and the Christmas games from Christmas. First off, hope you guys had a good holidays. But Ryan, man, how was your Christmas? How you doing, man?
And Lakers won in a thriller over the Warriors. I thought we were about to lose, but AR pulled it out last second. So I thought Steph hit that full court shot at the end. When man,
Smoked all
I
the
was
game.
about to be heated. I was sitting there watching the game with my family, and I'm sitting there watching my phone like really like pretty quiet. And right when he hit the shot, I'm like, he hit it! He hit it! Oh my god, he hit it! Going crazy. And then Steph got the ball, shot it. I was watching. I'm like, this motherfucker really about to make it. But besides that, we already know the Steelers lost. This was one of those games that I even think I said it last episode. I knew they were gonna lose. I didn't think it was gonna be this bad, but I knew they were gonna lose. I think everybody knew they were about to lose, but I'm more surprised about that Texans Ravens game. But we'll get into it a little bit later. But
Yeah,
how was your
nah,
Christmas?
yeah. It was good, man. Got to spend some time with the fam on Christmas Eve and later Christmas Day. Went out to NRG, did some interviews. Yeah, man, it was a good little day. I can't complain, man. It's the holidays, it is what it is. It's all about spending time with family, making memories. But it was good. But yeah, you said want to jump right into it a little later. Nah, no, no, we gonna get into it right now. Let's get straight into it. First game of Christmas Day, Chiefs travel to Pittsburgh, take on the Steelers. Steelers 10-6. The Steelers dropped to 10-6. Chiefs go to 15-1. They win the game 29-10. Um, you know what? I'm gonna let Ryan go. I ain't even gonna go first. Take it away.
Yeah, again, this was that game. At least in my opinion, I think everybody kind of should have expected the Steelers to lose. We just didn't really play great. The this was one of them games that really showed the difference between the Steelers being a good team and the difference between like good teams and like elite teams. And the Chiefs are an elite team. The Steelers are an okay, cool, whatever team. But like when it push comes to shove, you're not going to be able to beat one of these elite teams like the Chiefs are. And they didn't even have Chris Jones either. That was like a huge thing for me. I'm like, no Chris Jones, man. We should be able to run the ball with
Y'all did pretty
ease.
good.
Yeah, but like not good enough to win the damn game. I thought no Chris Jones, uh,
I mean, y'all had 200 yards on the ground.
and 10 points. And 10 points. Nah, but and then I thought Russ had his moments where he was kind of shitty. I thought he had some moments where he was solid. But again, it's one of those like it's the best. It's the best that you were gonna get at that position, especially for the price that we're paying him. No, I know Fields was out. People were texting me, like DMing me, saying that Fields should play. They're like, "Man, why isn't Fields in? Why isn't?" I'm like, "He's hurt. He's not playing right now. He's on the no, he's on the injury report. My fault. He's on the injury report. He's not gonna be able to play today." It's like I don't know. And this was kind of the whole purpose of when they lost to the Browns, and I was going on that rant about how we're really not like the season over. We lose in first round, all that good stuff that I've said a billion times. It's like this is one of them games. Like I know we were saying we weren't going to get into it really, really, really quick. That Monday night game with the Packers and the Saints, those are the type of games for me when you beat the teams and you kill the teams you're supposed to kill, like the Saints. Like if the Packers struggle with the Saints, I'd be a little bit more worried about them compared to them struggling with the Lions or the Vikings. It's like you lose to a team that you're supposed to kill. Like we should have killed the Browns. I don't know, but yeah, Mahomes went crazy. He always does this against us. I made a little video earlier today. He's 4-0 against us, like 17 touchdowns and about 1,000. I think it was 1,500 yards in 4 games. in 4 games. I know you remember that 2021 2022 wild card game. They scored 35 points. It was in with a span of like 8 or I think either 8 or 9 minutes. It was like right in that second half. It was. I can tell you the exact time because I was looking that up before the game, and I'm like, damn, like I remember that game because TJ got a strip sack recovery, yeah, TJ fumble recovery, and then in the second quarter they scored a touchdown. So five. So within about 11 minutes, McKinnon touchdown, Pringle touchdown, Kelsey touchdown. They were throwing on offensive lineman for a touchdown, Tyreek touchdown. We were down 35-7, 9 minutes and 14 seconds left in the third quarter. Like, again, it just goes back to show like the difference between an elite team and a okay, solid, mediocre team. And the Steelers are that. But also, I think half of the AFC playoffs are that. I think the last three wild card seasons, I think the Steelers are a mediocre team. I think the Chargers are a mediocre team. I think if you guys sneak into the playoffs, I think you guys are a mediocre team. I think the Bengals are going to be a mediocre team. I think the Texans are a mediocre team, and it's really those just three juggernauts at the top: the the Bills, the Chiefs, and the Ravens. It's and I feel foolish. I feel dumb for thinking like, damn, we actually might have had a chance. You know, like we might beat the Texans if we play them in the first round, and that's kind of who I'm hoping we play is the Texans. I think that's the best odds, but dude, I don't know. I wasn't even like I was upset, but like, I don't think I texted you at all about this game. I don't think I said a single word to you about this game. When usually throughout like the Sundays and Mondays or the Thursdays we play, I'm texting you like nonstop about like, man, we suck. I knew we were gonna lose. I wasn't even getting my hopes up, you know. But yeah, it also does kind of say something of who would you say are the three hottest teams right now in the NFL? Because I think you can make an argument that, in my opinion, the three hottest teams are the Chiefs, Eagles, and Ravens. And we just played them in 10
I
days.
wouldn't say the Eagles. I would say the Vikings.
There you go. So we played two of the three hottest teams in the NFL within a 10-day span. It's like
Yeah, I
it was
mean,
rough.
yeah, I would say my two takeaways from the game was this was probably Mahomes' best game of the season. In my opinion, I mean, he balled out of control. We kind of got to see vintage Mahomes. Kelsey got it open. Xavier Worthy is really coming along now with Hollywood back. Looks like Andy Reid's found a role for him within his offense. Just give him the ball in the short game and let him get all the yak he can possibly get. They take the occasional deep shot with him. Justin Watson is a guy that got going, but Kelsey was the guy for him. Kind of when they just kind of as well. Um, the one thing that concerns me for the Chiefs is still the running game. Pacheco's not 100%, but I thought their defense played really well without Chris Jones. Um, Steelers side of things, you already know where I'm going with this. Uh, Russ in these last two games, I mean, this is, we talked about the stretch for you guys, and you know, we talked about this stretch, and it's gonna show what type of team you guys are. And I didn't expect you guys to just win, beat the Eagles, beat the Ravens, beat the Chiefs. But I'm like, if y'all can win one of those games, it shows something. And Steeler fans completely reacted the way I thought they were. They're out on Russ. They're calling this man terrorist, Osama bin Russ, all this crazy stuff. And it's like same thing I've been saying. Russ isn't garbage, but he's not what he once was, where he impacts the game tremendously. I mean, you kind of saw it in this game. He just it was nothing really much he could do, like to elevate this team. I mean, he took 5 sacks, and I don't know what you think about it, but the sacks he takes are so bad. Like it's like you have time to kind of get away from it. He doesn't have the speed that he once has, and instead of just throwing the ball away, he tries to evade the defender, and then you see where that goes, and you ended up taking a sack on an early down. And I mean, this offense is just it's not bad. Like I think if y'all can play a Houston team, I think the 5 seed is very much in play. But if y'all lose next week, y'all cook. Y'all not getting a 5 seed. If y'all lose next week, y'all are dropping to I think the 6 seed. I think it depends. I think because the Broncos can realistically still get the 5 seed. If the Broncos win out, Chargers drop a game, which I don't think is gonna happen, and the Steelers lose, we get the 5 seed. So I think how it could finish out is y'all end up getting the 6 seed and gotta play Baltimore. And hey, that game can go either way for me. I'm sorry, I'm not just gonna pick Baltimore. I mean, I will pick Baltimore to win, but I'll be like, bro, it's the biggest rivalry in the NFL, bro. Ravens, Steelers. It'll be in Baltimore, but I'll pick Baltimore to win. But I'm just saying, still can go y'all way. But I don't know. Russell Wilson just don't move me, bro. That's just me. Like he doesn't do enough. And I'm not saying this whole loss is on him. The defense didn't play well for y'all by any means necessary. But it's just when you're playing against KC, you got to put up points. And y'all able to run the ball relatively well. Just took way too many sacks. He threw the pick. Um, and then he no, yeah, the Frymouth fumble, like it was too many takeaways. Y'all just didn't execute the game plan, bro, and it's tough because y'all finna end up going 10-7. Y'all were 10-4, right? Yeah, three straight to lose out the season is tough. Well, no, yeah, no. Y'all were 10-3 at one point, right?
I think we were. I think it was 10-4. I'm not
I
sure. Let
can
me
see
look.
right now. Hold on, let me see.
Uh,
Yeah, no, y'all are. y- No, y'all were 10-4, 5, 6. No, y'all were 10-3.
yeah, ten and
Y'all have
three.
lost. Y'all lost to the Eagles, ten and
Yeah, yeah,
four.
yeah, yeah, 10-3. Yeah, because we haven't played that last game yet.
Yep. So I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like first round exit is still kind of the jury is still set, but I think if y'all could play it up Houston, y'all will win a playoff game, bro. Do I think y'all can make a run? No. I still like the Chargers and the Broncos ahead of y'all. Um, I don't know, man. It just I think out of the wild card teams, y'all are probably the worst one.
So you would
And shoot,
finally agree with me when I was saying, like a month ago, that we are the worst team in the AFC
no, I
for the
think the Texans
playoffs?
are. I think the Texans are.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not. No, the Texans are the worst team, bro. They got 31-2. They're the worst team. I would definitely say y'all are probably the second though, because I like the Chargers and the Broncos ahead of y'all. I think the Chargers and the Broncos can really go. I think more the Broncos. I think the Chargers are they better because of Justin Herbert. But I think as an overall, I think the Chargers and Broncos can go to any of those teams and win outside of Baltimore. I think they could beat Buffalo or they could beat KC. I think they're that good. I think that you just don't want to see a tough defense, bro. But that's just me. Um, and I just don't believe. I don't think Russ can elevate. Like I think Knicks and Herbert, you see times where they elevate their teams for more than what they got, and it's just Russ is just he just don't do that too much for me, man. But people calling for Fields, I don't think that's like he's not gonna help at this point. Like putting him in, like what is he gonna do against KC? Nothing, bro. But yeah, you got anything else you want to add?
Yeah, I mean, I do think that part of the Eagles and the Ravens loss were due to injuries. Like we didn't have a lot of people, both on both sides of the ball. But this Chiefs team, like this Chiefs game, was no excuses. Like at home, Pickens is fully back. Some of the pieces I know, JPJ was out, but like majority of the pieces that we were missing these last two games were back, and you arguably play your worst game at home against the Chiefs. It's like again, it's like there are levels to it. Of I think the Steelers are a okay, solid, very average team, but like that's really like that's it. You know, I'm gonna be very interested to see how this Bengals game goes. I think we're gonna lose that game as well, and we're gonna lose four straight going into the playoffs. It's like it's not a great sign. You know, I saw something. I don't know how accurate it was. It was like kind of like the playoff scenarios of. I think it's like if we like we could win and still somehow get like win the division. Like if Baltimore loses next week and we win, we get the third seed and we host a playoff game. So like it could switch around so fast that like we win and they lose to Cleveland. But like let's be real, like they not losing to Cleveland.
They're
I
not losing
know
to DTR, bro.
no, no. And it's like I think if we win and Baltimore wins, then we get that 5 spot. And I do agree with you where I think that 5 spot is the best bet that we're gonna get. If we gotta go play Buffalo, we're losing. If we gotta go play Baltimore, we're losing. I think both those teams, no matter who they would play, are gonna win. Unless I could see maybe Cincy. If Cincy somehow sneaks in, it's like I don't think anybody would want to see Cincinnati. But obviously we'll get into that when we get into Cincinnati. But no, it's just the typical disappointment of the Steelers of the every single year we are always just good enough to like make the playoffs, but just bad enough to always lose. And then it's like we always get that like average middle of the pack type draft pick. So like you're not getting anybody that's going to be great enough to make a
Impact your
huge
team.
impact. Yeah. And it's like I do think Russ played not the greatest. I don't think he played awful. Like I think there were some plays that he made that was like okay, like that was a solid play. I do think some of the struggles. Obviously, football is everybody on the field. So like if we're just saying this one person, and I'm not saying you were saying this, but like people are just saying like this one person was the reason they won or lost is kind of crazy. The offensive line is not very good. I think Frazier's solid and Isaac is solid. But besides that, Broderick Jones, he legit might get cut. He is not good at all. And it's like he was our first round pick 2 years ago. You know, um, Dan Moore Jr. He's no comment. And I think Mason McCormick, I think his name is the other guard for for our, I think right guard or something. I could be wrong
Hmm.
about that, but he's okay. He's not great. And Fatanu, he's been out for the whole season. He was our first round pick, so it's like I do wonder how much of a difference he would have made if he was still here. I
Hmm.
don't know, dude. It's just rough. It's a combination of the offense is not very good outside of Pickens, and Russ doesn't. I do agree with you. Russ doesn't elevate it, but also I don't think that like Russ doesn't make those plays. Besides, I guess that's wrong. I shouldn't say that. I was about to say he doesn't make those plays that lose you the game, but he did throw that pick six last week that essentially lost us the game. It's just I
And the
don't know.
fumble was huge too.
Yeah, the fumble was huge, but I think that pick six really put the dagger in. I was like, ah,
Yeah,
yeah,
no, no,
yeah,
no,
yeah, we
no.
lost.
The pick six was over.
Yeah, but no, it's a. I'm interested to see where we go this off season if we re-sign him and because it's like who's gonna be there for us to like who would be there like someone else unless if they just roll with Fields, which would be cool too. I like before the season we were talking about it and I was like I would rather them go with Fields, but I don't know. I'm interested to see, but I'm done talking
Yeah.
about this fucking team.
All right. But yeah, going on to the next one. This game, you want to call it a game. I was at this game. Man, just funny story. One of the dudes I interviewed in the past, he offered me a ticket to this game, like for free, and I couldn't even do it because like I came with my friends and I didn't want to just leave them like that. But like he legit offered me a ticket, and I wanted to say yes so bad. It's Lamar Jackson on Christmas, bro. Like what? But yeah, man, Ravens win this game 31 to freaking 2, bro. Texans dropped to 9-7. Ravens go to 11-5. Bro, Lamar's and we've been kind of alluding to this. Like I've never given up my Lamar MVP stance. Like I gave it up that they're gonna give it to Josh. But bro, Lamar's the MVP, bro. This is the best season of his career. Like, and yeah, they're 11-5, but now like, what can they say now? He's taking advantage because remember they were saying he's not winning his division, bro. Now they won the division. Now on top of winning the division, they have it where he's beat Buffalo. He's playing the level Lamar Jackson's playing at is absolutely unreal, bro. I mean, just huge shout out to him. 10 for 15, Bucks said 2 touchdowns. Mind you, he didn't have to do too much in the air. He had the 48-yard touchdown run. Derrick Henry had a buck 47 in the touchdown. I mean, he just got it done in every single form, way, of fashion. I mean, the game was over in third quarter. I think. Yeah, the game was over third quarter. They they took Lamar out. Like, but as far as the Texan goes, just being so real about them, it's tough. Like, I don't think it's too much of CJ having a sophomore slump. I think it's, I mean, he's not playing well, obviously. But I think it's kind of more of the offensive line isn't the same. The injuries to the wide receiver position, Dalton Schultz not having the same year, but the offensive line taking the step back that it has. Like, because they kept really everybody. Tunsil's not the same. Shaq Mace is not the same. Keon Green isn't the same. Titus Howard isn't the same. It just the decline for them has been so huge, and it's like it's hard to call those developing plays like they were the deep shots to Nico. Like those take time to get open, and CJ doesn't have that time. And you're seeing now he's starting to panic and make really bad throws. I'm not even just talking about in this game. Just overall in general, the picks he's throwing this season have been pretty bad. But I mean, they haven't been able to run the ball for weeks now, for weeks. And Nico just isn't. I mean, outside of Nico, he only really has Dalton Schultz, and he drops by 2 passes a game. I mean, it's so only so much the defense can do, but I'm not gonna sit here and just kill CJ. I mean, QBR 13 is wild, but I mean, it's not really all on him, bro. Think of and people kill him, their offensive coordinator Bobby Slowik. I mean, when you don't have an offensive line, everything around you fails. Like it's like a car. Your engine out, ain't shit else gonna work, bro. Like, and there just goes to show the gaps of like I mean, you look at Cincinnati. Joe Burrow has Jamar. He has the T Higgins. He has Jamar is arguably the best receiver in the league. I mean, you got Nico, but it's like Nico isn't a guy you see watching the game. They try to give him the ball in the short space. He's not really a yak guy. Nico's a big play, big shot guy. You know what I'm saying? He's not a guy that can get the ball and take a screen pass into a 20-yard pickup. So, I mean, as far as the Texans goes, I think they're still on the first round exit tree. I think whoever they play in that first round, I think their best bet is to play the Chargers. You better pray you get the Chargers. Because I think outside of that, you got Denver, you're getting smoked. You got the Steelers, I think you get smoked. I think the only team you can realistically beat is the Chargers, bro. And that's only because the Chargers be really conservative. And I'm saying that's their best bet. I'm not even saying they'll win that game because I think they'll lose.
Yeah, I do want to give a shout out to the Ravens defense. They basically pitched a shutout. I mean, Derrick Henry got the safety. What, second quarter I believe it was.
Yeah,
But I
second
mean,
quarter.
dude, that defense was complete lights out. It's a complete night and day difference between what they were at the beginning of the season as the worst pass defense in the league compared to now. And this kind of, in my opinion, also goes back to the whole topic of like with the Steelers of there's the difference between the elite and the good, solid, okay teams, and the Texans are okay compared to everybody in the NFL, an okay team, and it's like the Ravens are an elite team. The Ravens are playing amazing, you know. So like, this really goes to show like the difference between it. I do wonder how much of a difference for the MVP voting it's gonna make with you have Derrick Henry in that backfield. I wonder like how the MVP voters are gonna look at it as. In my opinion, every single weapon on the Ravens offense is better than what Josh has. Me personally, I'm taking Mark Andrews over Kincaid. I'm taking Derrick Henry over James Cook. I'm taking Zay Flowers over any receiver on the Bills. And I do wonder if MVP voters are going to just basically just strictly look at that and be like, he's got Derrick Henry, he's got Mark Andrews, he's got Zay Flowers. And something I thought was funny, I was making a Lamar video today, and I was on, it's the NFL's YouTube channel. And the question is, this was last year when they played the 49ers and for Christmas. And the question of like the title, it was like, is Lamar the MVP? And people were like, based off of numbers, no. Based off of watching what he does, yes. And people were talking about it this year about how Lamar's got better numbers and all that. And again, we've been talking about MVP voting all this year, and I know you haven't flipped between Lamar. You've been pretty steady with Lamar the whole season. I've kind of switched back and forth between Lamar and Josh. I don't know who it's gonna be, to be honest with you. I just know Bills fans are gonna be pissed if Josh don't win this MVP, because the whole narrative is almost done like a 180 of like last year. Josh had not in every statistical category. I know Josh's interceptions were really bad last year, which is like understandable why Lamar. I thought Lamar deserved it last year. I thought Lamar was CMC personally, but I it's like almost like a complete 180 of like Lamar's putting up these crazy ass numbers, and Josh's numbers just aren't there. But it's like you could also look at it as, in my opinion, Josh doesn't have the weapons that Lamar does, and he's doing better than what Lamar is doing right now, statistical like record wise, not like statistic wise, but like just record wise. He's got his team as the number 2 seed. I don't know. It's so close. Like after this
But
game,
the
I'd say
Ravens
it's
did beat
Lamar.
Buffalo.
Yeah, exactly. And the way they beat him too,
Yeah,
it's
they
like,
smoked them.
yeah. So I don't know. Josh is gonna have to come out here and go crazy this week to really kind of prove it. It's also like the moments of what he did. Like Lamar went out there on Christmas Day against what everyone thought was a decently solid Texans team, and completely shred them apart, destroyed them both in the air and on the ground, and it wasn't even close. But again, I do wonder how much of a consideration we don't got to agree about his receiving core being better, but Derrick Henry's better than James Cook, and
Without a doubt.
it's like I do wonder what they're gonna like, how the MVP voters are gonna look at that of like he's got Derrick Henry in his backfield, so like how much of a difference would that would make? But I guess if I have to say right now, like right now before Josh plays on Sunday, I'd gotta give it to Lamar, but I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. I think Lamar. I think the weapons are kind of running back wise. I mean, obviously it's Derrick Henry, but I think in terms of receiving core, I think you could kind of split it a little bit. Yeah, they have Mark Andrews and Zay, but like you can say he's got Amari Cooper, Khalil Shakir, and he's still got solid tight ends. Like they're not Andrews, but I mean Andrews is solid. But you know what I'm saying? Like I think the thing is that what Lamar does, not just on the ground, but like you can't really. I don't know. It's hard, bro, because it is neck and neck. I wouldn't be too mad if they gave it to Josh. It's just that, like people say, Josh should have won it last year. No, he shouldn't have. Josh threw what 16, 18 interceptions last year. Like that was bad, bro. I think this year though, it's just what Lamar's doing against good competition, how he's like the fact that he hasn't really he's had one bad game, and that was a Steelers game, and they still should have won the game if Justin Tucker makes his kicks. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I think I play a part in that too. It's like he necessary. I'm not saying Josh has had any terrible games, but like you could make a case that Lamar, maybe outside of the Casey game, or no, maybe outside the yeah KC Vegas game, should have won every other game they lost. You know what I mean? Not to mention, you have to now factor in that head-to-head game between Allen and Lamar when they played, and hey man, they slaughtered them. But and as far as defense, I mean, the teams are kind of even. Like that's my thing too, because like they each don't have the best defense. Like statistically, the Bills is better, but I mean, the Ravens have been picking it up. Like and Kowalski, I mean, they got Derrick. One's got Derrick Henry, but James Cook. I'm not saying Derrick Henry's miles better than James Cook, but the Bills are running the ball relatively well. The Candidates, not the Ravens. But like you look at Lamar, they have the number one offense in the league. Like that has to account for something, bro. Like I think when you look at the MVP voting, having the number one offense, him being better every single stat, him like putting up like 2 games with 5 touchdowns. Like I think they gonna factor that. Yeah, Josh Allen beat the Lions. Yeah, he put up that crazy game against the Rams. He beat the Chiefs. But it's like, bro, what Lamar's doing is too crazy, bro. Ken, I will say the, the Bills did beat the best two. They beat the Chiefs and they beat the Lions. They beat the shit out of both of them. We being honest, and it's like, hey, if you want to give to Josh for those reasons, I have no problem with it. It's just we need to keep it kind of that needs to be the kind of the stigma for MVPs moving forward than winning big games instead of stats because We can't go back and forth on it.
Yeah, it's also I completely forgot about it until somebody had said it on Twitter. You remember the Ravens lost to the Raiders week 2?
Yeah, that's what yeah.
Yeah,
I
so
think it was why did they lose that game? I can't remember. Yeah, the Raiders is I think the Ravens defense just folded. Devontae started cooking.
yeah, I remember that Devontae had that crazy sideline catch. He and he got that touchdown at damn near at the end of the game. It's yeah, I agree with you. That was my whole problem with the depoy last year, as I've voiced billions of times. It's like if it's based off of stats, then let's keep it at stats. But if it's based off of impact, then base it off of impact. But how do you judge impact? You know, it's like impact
Eye
is
test.
yeah, exactly. It's all opinion based at the end of the day. So it's like I don't know. It's and both the teams that like their best games. It's like the Ravens did beat the Bills earlier in the season. They beat the Commanders. They beat the Bucks. They beat the Broncos. They beat the Bengals twice. They beat the Steelers. They beat the Chargers. Barely lost to the Eagles. It's like just killed the
They barely
Texans.
lost to the Chiefs.
hmm And it's like, but then you also have to. But they barely lost to the Chiefs. But also, I mean, the Bills beat the Chiefs. You know, number one seed in the probably gonna be in the league. Yeah, we're definitely obviously in the AFC, but they'll probably be the best. Just like, uh,
Record.
yeah, thank you. Best record in the league. It's like beat the Lions, and the Lions were red hot. Beat the Chiefs. I don't know. I don't know. It's gonna be close. Josh has to come out here these last 2 games, and
I
I think
want
if
to kill.
Josh goes, if he just goes the hell off, then cool. I do kind of get worried a little bit, isn't it? Not worried, but uh, if Buffalo wins this game on Sunday, don't they aren't they clinched in that 2 spot? Or am I tripping? Yeah, so I do wonder if they beat the Jets, well then
Well, no, no.
Josh.
I think it's already clinched because Baltimore has lost 5 games.
Yeah, but they 11-5. So if Buffalo loses these next 2 games and Baltimore wins next week, Baltimore would get the two
What
seed.
was I thought Buffalo? Oh yeah, no, Buffalo lost three.
Mm-hmm.
No, 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 no.
Yeah,
Buffalo's lost what 2 games, right? Or is it three?
no, they 12-3. So if they lose these next two
Oh yeah,
games, so then Baltimore could get that 2 spot, and that'll essentially end the MVP.
yeah, yeah. Don't doesn't Buffalo Jets and the wait no who they got the
Jets and the
Patriots and who
Patriots.
else? Yeah, Jets and the Patriots.
Yeah,
They're man. If they lose these next 2 games, it's a problem.
yeah it is gonna be interesting to see how the narratives kind of go because again I just don't feel like people are talking enough about and again like I said I do think Lamar if I had to vote right now I think he should be the MVP. I just kind of
Mhm.
think some of the narratives around certain like the MVP voting is kind of a little bit skewed in certain ways of like certain people should get it because of certain reasons but then we ignore those exact reasons like
Mhm.
I don't think you can ignore them having Derrick Henry, and also like the whole like Josh losing everybody that he lost, like and his team is I don't know about you I picked Jets to win the division. I don't think I picked the Bills to even make the playoffs. Obviously that's just me. I'm tripping like thinking about it now, but like the whole narrative going into the season of like no expectations this was going to be the worst Bills team we have seen in an extremely long time and the way that Josh is performing with this team he I don't know. I don't know. I'm just flip flopping back and forth about it, and I'm gonna be sitting here talking about this shit for an hour. So we can move on.
Yeah. Going on to the next game, this Thursday game, whatever this was. Seahawks travel to Chicago, take on the Bears. They win this game 6-3. They go to 9-7, and the Bears shot to 4-12. I think as of right now, no, the Rams still got the spot because the Seahawks are 9-7. It's not looking like the Seahawks. Not looking too good for Seattle. Only I think if the Rams lose this week to the Cardinals, where things can get really interesting. But I don't know if they're gonna lose to the Cardinals, especially after what happened to Arizona last week. But I got two main takeaways. Seahawks are they got some major changes to do, bro. This game was awful. This the Broncos and the Colts. This game was bad, bro. 6-3. Jesus Christ. Um, Yeah, they got some changes to do in the offseason. For the Bears, I see everybody still on this train riding about this hiring this OC, hiring Ben Johnson, bro. It's not what they need, dog. Like it's not. If you take away from this game was saying we need a young offensive mind, it's crazy as hell. This team needs a shock. This team needs a culture rebrand, bro. The Bears are a joke. Like they don't need a first time head coach. It's not. I don't think that's what they need. They need a guy who goes in and knows what he's doing. And I'm not saying don't hire Ben Johnson. I'm just saying look at the other candidates first. I think Vrabel. I'm not sold on. I know you've been seeing this shit about Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll, no, bro. He
Yeah, I was
isn't
just
Pete
about to
Carroll like
bring that up.
75? How old is Pete Carroll? Look it up.
I think I think he was the oldest coach in the league, or him or Bill. Age, he's 73. Yeah. He was the
Mm-mm.
oldest coach in the league last year.
Nah, I say get Vrabel. I think, bro. I mean, I'm interested. I think we talked about this before, but I'm going Vrabel, bro. I think you need to get a culture rebrand, bro, because you can't. It's you got the QB, bro, and you can just get a. You don't need a game changer OC. I think that's what these teams be forgetting. Like you don't need a Kyle Shanahan all the time, or hell of Ben Johnson. Like you don't just need those guys. Like, and it sounds crazy to say, like, and I'm talking about in terms of play calling. Like, I think those guys are at the top of the league. Obviously, like, you get them, it changes your franchise. As far as Kyle Shanahan goes, but Ben Johnson is the first time head coach. You're walking into Chicago, a culture that's never won. Think about it. Kyle Shanahan walked into San Francisco. Where's San Francisco been, bro? Winning culture. Like Chicago ain't no bro. They have not won shit. So it's like since '85. Like crazy, bro. Nah, they need a Vrabel.
Yeah, I mean, I do think Pete would be not the worst option you could get, but like I don't think he's the solution to your problem at the end of the day. I don't think he'd be the worst option you could get, but I don't think he's the answer to your solution or to your problem, I should say. Of
You talking about Vrabel or
I'm talking
who you
about
talking
Pete.
about?
Yeah, I'm talking about
Oh,
Pete. My
Pete
fault.
Carroll.
My fault. He
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, again, I don't think it would be a complete disaster. I just don't think it would be as smooth sailing as some people might think.
Nah, plus the window with him is small.
Hmm.
And I'm not even trying to be disrespectful, but it is. Like he's not gonna be there. You need a guy that's gonna be there for the long haul for Caleb's career. You know what I'm saying? And
I don't
I think
know.
Pete,
I thought he was gonna be there for a minute. I thought he was gonna be in Seattle for a while. Like
bro, he's 73 though. Like, okay, he's not coaching till he's 80, bro.
I
Like,
don't know.
I don't know, man. I no, but I agree. Like people got to understand when you got franchises like that. Like it was like with the Giants when they got Tom Coughlin. Like Tom Coughlin wasn't a great OC, wasn't a great DC. You know what I'm saying? But he changed the culture of that franchise. Like there are some people who still see the Giants as the Tom Coughlin Giants because it just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like you knew what you're gonna get. You were gonna get a physical team, a team that wasn't gonna quit. It had a good culture. And it's like you just don't see that with Chicago, bro. And then Ben Johnson coming in trying to apply what Detroit has. Think about what it took for Detroit to build that. It took having guys like Aaron Glenn, a Ben Johnson, a veteran in Jared Goff, like draft hitting on draft picks, late round picks, like bringing in guys who love football. Chicago, you don't got a veteran quarterback. You have to handpick coordinators. Like you're not gonna find a Ben Johnson. If you're Ben Johnson going there, you're not gonna find. I mean, you'll be fine offensively, but like then you're lacking the leader. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. It's tough. It's like the thing is like Kevin O'Connell when he left the Rams and went to the Vikings. Vikings, the Vikings are like they've been winning for the past what decade plus. Like they ain't won no Super Bowl, but they've been in contention. Like from Favre, um, to when what's his name got there? What's the coach? From Favre, you had the Mike Zimmer, the little
Hmm.
Mike Zimmer era. Even
Yeah,
before Favre, you
Teddy
had like
Bridgewater.
yeah, the Teddy Bridgewater era. But even before that, you guys had like Moss Carter, good winning games. Cunningham was there. Like you had winning seasons, like, and then you had the dig stealing and the Zimmer era. The Zimmer era, they were winning. So like you're not going to an organization that hasn't zero. Like the Bears have like what one winning season in the past what 10 something years or some crazy shit like that. Like
I think they said it was
it just
12 on the broadcast. I think they were saying it was like 12 years.
since they would.
Had a winning season.
I think they had one with
Well, like,
Trubisky.
yeah, my fault. That's more. I mean, like one in the last 12 years.
Oh, one of the yeah, like bro, that's like come on, like you don't need. It's just I don't think even think it's a good move for Ben Johnson.
So who would you want to like? Let's say Vrabel doesn't want to go there. Let's say Ben Johnson don't want to go there. I mean, what would be the next best option?
McCarthy. I mean, you got to really think about who's actually not McCarthy. I mean, Brian Flores, maybe he's a guy. Probably, I'm trying to think of guys who are like culture setters. Mm, guys who are gonna be available. Uh, maybe Dabo. I think Brian Dabo would be a good fit. Guys like McCarthy, Brian Flores. I think it's probably the three, maybe, but they're gonna probably go for some hot shot OC. I'm telling you, that's just what they're gonna do, bro. Like, but if those are probably the three other culture builders outside of Rabel, they shit at that point they may take a crack at Pete Carroll. To be honest with you, I mean, I think Brian Flores. I think Brian Flores would be good. I think who's the other guys I said? I said Brian Flores. Who else?
You were talking about
Oh yeah, McCarthy.
and
Yeah,
Vrabel.
no, it wasn't Vrabel. It was McCarthy.
Well, you were talking about him at the beginning.
Yeah, I can't remember what the third guy said. It was McCarthy, Brian Flores. It was one more guy. One more guy. Who was the third guy? Bro, I can't remember for the life of me, dog.
Dable.
Yeah, Dable. Yeah, I think Dable. Dable, I think would be really good with Caleb, bro. And the weapons that they have now. I mean, the one thing about the Giants are terrible, but like I'm not gonna sit and say it's all on Dable. Like I feel like he's shown me a lot for sure. But I think those are only probably the guys. Those are only the only guys that's like even worth considering. I mean, who else is there? You gonna hire Cliff Kingsbury? Like I don't know, man.
Kingsbury with the connection with Caleb back to USC would be a little interesting. I don't know. I think if you can't get that enforcer, that tone setter, that culture changer type thing, you at least got to get somebody that's compatible with Caleb. You know,
Yeah,
I think that's a must. Like you have to get somebody that's compatible with him. It's like you just spent the first overall pick on him, and I mean shit. Like, I don't know if you've been seeing. There's a lot of Bears fans that want to give up on the man right now. It's like,
who Caleb?
yeah, and it's
Nah,
like
man.
he's not having a great season, but like we talked about this last few episodes, like people kind of expect rookies now to immediately come in and
Embiid,
light it up.
like Wemby, LeBron, and all that shit.
And
Like,
Kenny Pickett for real.
okay, this Mexican. Like, bro, I don't think people are like. I think people because of how well Jaden, Drake May, Bo Nix is playing. I think people are really like looking at Caleb like, why can't you be that? Everything is about like Caleb don't have an OC. Caleb don't have an offensive line. Like that's just kind of it is what it is. It's stunting his development. Like we got Denver. They got the OC. You got the line. Washington. You got the OC. You got a good decent line. Decent weapons. Like it's Drake May doesn't have anything though. He doesn't. Drake May don't even. He has
And
nothing
he's
on
still
all three
balling too.
Vegas. Yeah. So like you don't like the thing is with Caleb is you got to be patient. Like he's a wild card guy. He's not a pocket true pocket passer. He wants to be a little bit more. I give it some time. I'm not calling the quits on Caleb just yet, man. It's too much potential there. Way too much. But yeah,
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think a lot of people are just trying to write the man off. And this was his first interception. Granted, again, they didn't play great on offense. This was maybe the worst game of the season, but he's had one interception, and however, what since we were talking about the Jags game in London, wasn't that the last
Hmm.
game? It's
Yeah,
like, and even this interception was a bullshit ass interception. He just had to throw the ball up and hope. But yeah, I
yeah.
mean, it'll be he's taking care of the ball. He's maybe not getting the production that you'd like, especially with the expectations at the beginning of the
Mhm.
season. But like, man, just give the man some time to develop. You know.
Facts. Yeah, I agree. But yeah, hey man, let's go ahead and go to these predictions for Saturday. The first one we can just go over quick. Chargers 9-6, Patriots 3-12. Chargers fair by 4.5 on the road. I'm going with the Chargers.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Chargers too. I mean, I'm interested to
Man,
see how Drake May looks on prime time.
boy, if the Chargers lose this game, you don't know how happy I would be. Lord Jesus, it would be so much happiness going into that Bengals game.
Would you be able to? Would you guys be able to clinch? Well, I know you guys clinch if you guys win.
We can get the 5 seed if the Chargers drop a game. If the Chargers say, okay, say New England beats them and we win, we go to 10-6 and they go to 9-7. Are
Wouldn't you
we
guys get
good
the
on
six
it?
seed though?
Like
Could,
after the game, yeah. But I'm
yeah,
saying like,
you would need
because
us to
we
lose
playing,
next week.
yeah, but we playing the Chiefs backups.
Man, how pissed would you be if that man Mahomes goes running out there, Kelsey
That
goes
would
running
just
out
be some
there?
dicky, like I can't say that. That would just be some like real like messed up shit. That would just be to stick it to it. But it is what it is. Shit. Hey, I'm all for the task. But yeah, let's go to the next game. Probably the game of the weekend, to be honest with you. Um, Broncos travel Cincinnati take on the Bengals. Broncos are 9-6. Bengals are 7-8. The Bengals are 3.5 point favorites at home. I went with Cincy. Um, Now Ron's gonna probably laugh at that, but I can see both teams either winning it. I went to see their home. It's just the heater Burrow and Chase are on right now. I think it's gonna be real. Like it's gonna be real tough. I mean, the fact that Denver, we don't have a run game whatsoever, bro. Um, zero, zero run game, and our receivers are either play really well or they don't show up at all. So I don't know what to bank on for this game. I think this is gonna be a game where it's on the back of both. Honestly, I think the defense is gonna play a solid game, but I don't think they're gonna be like top. You know what I'm saying? Like you're playing Cincinnati. Like Joe's gonna extend as far as you people gonna say the offensive line is bad. Yeah, our pass rush is really good, but guess what? Joe Burrow's been playing against this his entire career, where he's been getting pressured, having to avoid sacks, get out on the run, make plays, extend plays, and it just is what it is. Joe Burrow, it just he's playing MVP level right now, bro. Jamar Chase is playing out of his mind as well. I'm just taking the Bengals, man. They're on the heater, but I ain't gonna lie, Broncos can still very well win this game. I think the Broncos overall are a better team. I just think right now they got to really get their. I think the Broncos have to get their groove back, and it can't start in this game, but I don't know. I just think right now the Bengals gonna push this little playoff agenda for another week.
Yeah, I went with Cincy. I think obviously you guys need this game desperately. Cincy needs this game. They gotta win this game at home.
It's a must win for both teams.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I went with Cincy. I just think that Jamar is gonna have a big game. T Higgins is gonna have a solid game. Chase Brown
So you
gonna have
think he gonna
himself in.
cook PS2?
Yeah, you're gonna cook PS2 the same way Pickens did.
Okay, bro.
Even that man
That's
Broderick
fair.
Jones was holding on this couple plays. He got called back, but that's besides the point. Nah, I am interested to see, and I want to get your opinion on this quickly ish. Do you how much of an impact do you really think like the Chiefs already got the one seed locked up, and if they don't play their starters next game at all, they would have like almost 4 weeks. I think it's like 24 days or 23 days of rest. Eventually, at like some point in time, rust would come into it. Do you think they would even think of the possibility of playing their starters for maybe a half or something like the Chiefs? You don't think so?
And why? Like, I mean, I say this. I think maybe the half, but I don't even think then because they locked up the one seed. Like they're like it's not like like it's over. Like there's this game kind of means nothing for them. And Denver, if it comes to that, Denver's winning that game. I don't care what anyone says. Like, Sean Payton is going to be damned. Hell, KC is going to probably give us the game. To be completely honest with you, like it's no way in fucking hell Sean Payton is going to go into that game and lose to KC's backups. I will disown this fucking franchise immediately. You think I'm playing? I will disown that shit. I will not be a Broncos fan no more. As much as I love them, you lose to the backups. I'm it's over with. But
Yeah,
that's not gonna happen, bro.
I mean, I think it's a fair question. I really do. If just like the
No.
rust aspect of like,
Oh,
do you really want your team sitting there for 24 days not playing a single snap like at all? Like
is it 20? I mean,
it's like yeah, it's 24 days. It's like from yesterday all the way to possibly the first game of the playoffs. I mean, for the first game of the second round of the playoffs. It's like I don't know. I mean,
they'll be
we've
fine
seen
because
teams go out there that have rested their starters. Like I think the Packers did that one year against the
and they
49ers.
lost.
Yeah, so like I don't know. I could weirdly see them playing their star. I hope they don't for your guys' sake. I also do wonder if they're kind of like, hey, like we wouldn't mind Denver winning this game. We would rather see Denver than Cincy, because if they beat you guys this week and then they win next week, and you guys lose, you guys are out. So I do wonder if maybe that would be a little bit on their mind as well. But I don't know. That was more of a, I guess, a hypothetical
Yeah,
question.
well, it's already being said that they're sitting their starters. Like,
Oh, really? Okay, okay.
yeah, like yeah, they're saying that they're pretty much going to sit their starters. But yeah, I'm going since. I mean, back to Denver a little bit. I think I think the game plan to win this game, since his defense has been horrible all season long, and I think that you Denver has to be aggressive, like we saw against the Chargers. But you have to be like that for the whole game. The thing is against Cincinnati, you're not going to get stops every possession. This is look. I know my defense is good, but this is not going to happen. They're going to get points, bro. They're going to look. I know Riley Moss is coming back and everything, and I'm all here for it. But you're talking about Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, right? And actually, it's not even just Jamar Chase. It's Joe Burrow in this offense. I'm not even just gonna sit here and talk about Jamar because I think Jamar is in for a long day. My boy PS2 coming to town. It ain't gonna be no cakewalk. So, but I'm gonna go Cincy. But hey, look, man, don't let you, Brian. You already know. Don't let us clinch this motherfucker.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you know if they're gonna have or do you think I should say they're gonna have PS2 traveling with Jamar?
You have to. This is a must-win game.
Mm-hmm.
You can't afford to not. Like there is no. I swear to God, Vance, there is no I trust this guy. No, he needs to be every single. I don't give. See, this is the season where I don't give a fuck about what the stats are. I don't give a how many. Well, we don't want PS2 to give up too many catches. I don't give a shit. He needs to be on Jamar Chase damn near every single fucking snap of the game. He's the best as he gets to the corner position. He's the best as he gets to wide receiver position. Iron sharpens iron. The last time they played each other, he held Jamar Chase to one catch for 3 yards. You let that man travel Jamar Chase. I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah, 'cause I remember we were talking about when you guys beat the Browns, but Jerry Judy went the hell off, and he wasn't traveling with Judy until I think the end of the game. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah,
And
I
you
think
were going off about that, so I do wonder if I don't know.
yeah, I think a lot of that had to do with Raleigh Moss being hurt. Vance been calling his defense a lot more zonish without Raleigh Moss before then. We were really strictly a man defense. Like you go back and watch the game before Raleigh Moss got hurt. Denver was in man coverage, like strictly. So I'm thinking we get back to that. So and I'm thinking it's gonna be a lot of man, a lot of five. We get back to a lot of 5-man rush, a lot of man coverage. So yeah, but let's go back. Let's go on to the next game. We can keep this one briefly. I'm pretty sure we both got the same team. Cardinals traveling to the LA to take on the Rams. Rams are 6.5 point favorites. They're 9-6. Cardinals are 7-8. I'm taking the Rams.
Yeah, I'm taking the Rams too.
Yeah, it's Kyler. We talked about last episode about him being that franchise guy, and I saw you made a video about the Cardinals. Uh, we talked about their collapse, bro. It's crazy.
I had to.
Um, yeah, going on to the Sunday slate of games. Knock these out the way real quick. Jets and the Bills. Bills 12-3, Jets 4-11. The Bills are 9.5 point favorites. I took Buffalo at home.
Yeah, I took Buffalo as well. This is again back to the whole MVP conversation. Josh got to show up this game. There's no
Yeah,
questions about it. He has to.
yeah, because Devontae and them boys, they've been on a little heater. The next game, Raiders traveling to New Orleans take on the Saints. Vegas is favored by 1 on the road. Saints are 5-10. Vegas is 3 and Raiders are 3-12. I'll take the Raiders.
I took the Saints. I know they got blown the hell
Is
out
is
last week.
is wait, is Carr coming back?
I don't know.
Because when I picked it, I picked the Raiders because I thought Carr didn't practice on Wednesday. I'm checking the injury report right now. Just waiting for it to load up. Yeah, Carr had didn't practice. Kamara didn't practice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, give me the Raiders.
I don't know. I went with the Saints. I know they got blown the hell out, but I mean either way, both these teams stink. So
Yeah,
it's like it's
they're
whatever.
both bad. Yeah. Going on to the next game, I think me and you both got the same team. Colts traveling to New York, take on the Giants. Colts are 7.5 point favorites. Giants 2-13. Colts 7-8. Colts.
Yeah, I went with Colts too.
Next game up, Cowboys traveling to Philly, take on the Eagles. Eagles are 12-3. Cowboys are 7-8. Eagles are 7 point favorites in this game. No CD. I mean, I was picking the Eagles anyway, but no CD is just even greener.
I went to the Eagles as well. Something that does worry me a little bit is Jalen even gonna play this game? He hasn't practiced these
Has he been?
last two. Yeah, he hasn't
He hasn't
practiced at all.
practiced.
Mm-mm.
Oh well, Kenny will win it.
I mean, will he?
Yeah, he ain't selling. I mean, the Cowboys defense has been playing pretty
Mm-hmm.
well. I
See,
think Jalen plays.
that's the worry for me is that Jalen ain't gonna play and Kenny's gonna come in, and
I think Jalen.
because
My
I've been seeing
bad.
a bunch of people on Twitter about how he's gonna be out. Like he's not even playing.
I think Jalen's gonna play because they if he plays, this game is over probably at that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like I think he'll play. If he doesn't though, I think Kenny it'll just make the game a little bit closer. Shit. And I need Saquon to go off anyway for fantasy. It's a championship week, so I'm good with whatever. Um, Going to the next game, Panthers traveling to Tampa to take on the Bucks. Bucks are 8-7, Panthers 4-11. This is kind of tough because the Panthers did play them well the last time. But I went with Tampa. This is a must-win game. They gonna give it their all. I'm just going with Tampa.
Yeah, similar reasons. Bucks need this game. They have to get this game. I think Mike Evans and Baker are gonna start heating up this game, and we're gonna get into the next game, the Sunday night game, soon with the Falcons.
Mhm.
But I think at the end of this week, the Bucks will be the first team in the
Facts.
South.
Going on to the next game, this is a meaningless game. Titans going traveling to Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars. Both teams are 3-12. Titans are favored by 1. I want the Titans. Mason Rudolph has been playing somewhat solid football. This game can go either way though. Brian Thomas been on the heater. It can go either way. But I went with Tennessee. I like the way they've been running the football. And I'm taking Mason Rudolph and the boys.
Man, I know that was tough to say. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Mason Rudolph and the boys as well. Mason Rudolph is playing better than Will Levis has been saying. Has been playing, excuse me. Uh, but yeah, I'm gonna go with the Titans. Fuck it. Hopefully Mason Rudolph can have
Yeah.
himself a nice little day, especially after Christmas.
Yeah, like going on to the next game, Dolphins taking on the Browns. They 6.5 point favorites. Dolphins are 7-8. Browns are 3-12. Dolphins still trying to make this playoff push, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Give me Miami. Uh, DTR ain't doing it.
See, something that does kind of concern me a little bit. What's the stigma around Tua that he can't play in the cold? They're not physical.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna
Oh,
be in
I see it now.
Ohio.
It's and it's raining.
Yeah, it did work. I mean, I still went with the Dolphins as well, but it worries me a little bit. You know, I mean, this will be
If he
a
loses to DTR is so bad. Like it's no way.
I don't know,
But
dude. I
I can
don't
see what you're
know.
talking about.
I don't know. I mean, especially in Ohio, man, it's freezing over here in Maryland. It's 30 degrees right now. So in Ohio, I mean, especially it's gonna be raining, cold. It's gonna be nighttime when well, towards the end of the game. It's gonna be nighttime. I mean, I still went with Dolphins just because they need this game more than anybody else. But like, I would not be well, more than the two of them, I should say. But I would not be surprised if Cleveland somehow walks out of here with a W. I don't know. I
If
don't
they
know.
beat Miami, that's gonna be hilarious. Um, yeah, go on to the next game. Packers taking on the Vikings. Packers 11-4. Vikings are 13-2. Minnesota's at home, favored by 1. I took Minnesota. I just don't know if Jair's playing. He was limited today. Bro, he makes the difference. I'm telling you, he makes a difference in big games. Um, but I'm gonna take Minnesota. They've been on the heater offensively. Um, Jettas and Jordan Addison. If Jair doesn't play, it's a wrap. You have no shot. Like you're not stopping Jettas and Addison. So I'm taking them too.
Man, I actually went with the Packers this game. I think uh, I think the Packers are on a roll, just also like the Vikings are. I just it's tough to beat a division rival twice in a year, and it's also at the towards that end of the Packers Vikings game earlier in the season. You could see the Packers starting to figure Sam Darnold out a little bit, in my opinion, and that was still with no Jair. Um, Matt Lafleur, whatever, however the hell you say his man's name. He's typically pretty solid in the month of December. Kind of towards the end of the season, his team gets going. I like the way Josh Jacobs has been running the ball. I think Jordan Love has been taking care of the ball very well as well. So I'm gonna go with the Packers personally, but I
Yeah, no,
agree with you. I think there's 100% a way that Justin Jefferson just goes crazy, especially with no Jair. Jordan Addison goes crazy. Shit,
yeah,
even T.J. Hawkinson can go crazy. It's a very winnable
yeah.
game for either side.
I agree with everything you said. It's just a part of it being in Minnesota. I think that's what kind of did it for me. Just them being at home in this game. It just like I said, Jordan Addison has been that number two. He's really coming along. I need him to have. I need him and Aaron Jones and Josh Jacobs to just give me 15 each. That's I don't ask for much. Just give me 15 each, and I'm good.
I believe the last time they were playing, Jordan Addison went to high loft. He had 2 touchdowns. Sam Darnold had himself a nice little first half. I just remember them kind of figuring Darnold out, holding that offense to 3 points in the second half, and the Packers almost fucked around and won the game. I mean, they won
Yeah,
31-29. So I do agree with you though. I think Minnesota is one of the biggest home field advantages, especially in it being in Minnesota. That offense is so predicated on like everything being perfect, everything working on the perfect, like everything being in sync. That
yeah,
like being at home is
yeah.
a
One
huge
thing.
advantage, and also Minnesota needs to win this game to get that 1 seed. So
Yeah, one thing I will say too is that they were blowing Green Bay out, and I think they got conservative, and it kind of sparked the comeback a little bit. But I think this game it could be completely different. I don't know. I'm just taking them at home, man. They 7-1 at home. I don't know, man. But yeah, going on to the Sunday night game, I think we both got the same team. Falcons traveling to Washington take on the Commanders. I have the Commanders at 10-5, Falcons at 8-7. 4.5 point favorites is Washington. Give me Washington. I think Dan Quinn is gonna make it hell for Penix in his second career game. Maybe not hell, but I think it's gonna be tough for him. Very tough. I think they're gonna send Frankie Louvu and all them guys after him a lot. And I think it's gonna make it a little bit tough. But Atlanta's been able to run the football really well with Bijan as of late. Bijan's been killing it, man. So I expect the Falcons to run the ball a lot in this game. But give me Jaden Daniels. He's been playing really well. Give me the Commanders at home. I think it'll maybe go down to the last wire. Maybe at the most I have the Commanders winning by 10, but I think this could be a close game.
yeah, I want the Commanders as well. Man, it's everyone's been talking about this damn game. I swear, everyone and their mom is going to this damn game that lives by where I am. Every person I'm talking to, yeah, bro, I'm going to the game. I'm going to the game. I'm going to the game. But yeah, I'm going with the Commanders. Part of me does worry a little bit that they're kind of maybe coming off that high of beating the Eagles. The way they beat the Eagles,
And
and
they
they might
sleeping
come
on
out
the
here and lay
Falcons.
an egg. But and also, I mean, the Falcons need this game way more than the Commanders need the game, in my opinion. The Falcons need to. If the Falcons lose this game, I'm not saying they done, but it's not going to be a great path for them to make the playoffs, especially next week with the Bucks just having to beat the Saints in Tampa. I mean, yeah, I'm going with
Yeah,
the Commanders though.
yeah. Going to the last game, Lions traveling to San Francisco take on the 49ers. Lions are 13-2, 49ers 6-9. Their season is pretty much over. Detroit favored by 3.5. Lions.
Yeah, I'm going with the Lions as well, man. Just looking at this game now, it's like this would have been such a great game to end these
Yep.
Monday night games off on. Obviously, the playoff game. There's one game on the super wild card weekend, but it's like I don't know.
Man said the super wild card weekend. Oh yeah.
I don't know. This would have been such a good game too if everybody was healthy, and like this had playoff implications on the line, and like that actually pisses me off. That like I don't know, and also the way that the Lions lost last year to the 49ers in the NFC Championship. Dan Campbell's petty as hell, and he gonna come out here. He gonna be throwing
Oh yeah,
Penny
he
Sewell
going.
back there at fullback, running out the flat, running a damn wheel route, catching that shit one hand in the back of the end zone. Some crazy shit, but
Yeah,
yeah, I'm going
yeah,
with
you
I'm
already
going with the
know, bro.
Lions.
But yeah, you got anything you want to get off on? Any questions?
No, 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 I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure to leave a like, comment, hit that subscribe button down below. Um, thank you guys for all the love and everything, man. But yeah, it's gonna do it for this episode. To the next one, I'm your host JMX, co-host Ryan. Hey man, playoffs right around the corner. To the next one, peace out.